Are you brave enough to venture into one of the darkest corners of the Star Wars universe? You might think you know all of the horror stories, you might even have heard of the villainous Dr. Cornelius Evazan, the most bone-chilling serial killer in the whole Star Wars galaxy. But have you heard about his band of mutilated, unwilling cyber slaves, known as the Decraniated? These poor souls were once innocent beings whose identities were brutally stripped away when the self-declared tech flesh artist Dr. Evazan would kidnap and experiment on them, removing much of the test subject's brain and replacing it with his cruel cybernetic technology, removing their free will and any sense of their prior identity. Evazan would then sell these Decraniated into a life of involuntary servitude, listing them in galactic sales catalogues like mere products, all to line the pockets of his superior at the time, Dryden Voss of the Crimson Dawn crime syndicate. What makes all of this somehow more grotesque is that Dr. Evazan would also abduct the victims of local uprisings on Jeddah. These were people who have already had their homes and livelihoods destroyed, only for them to then be turned into his decraniated slaves. One of these victims was Caysin Bog, a human from the high-gravity planet Terra's Lufa Minor. During a raid by partisans on the moon Jeddah, Caysin's body was brutally ripped apart, leaving him clinging to life by a thread. In a twisted and demented turn of events, the infamous Dr. Evazan took it upon himself to fix Bog, using his terrifying techniques similar to those used on his subservient decraniated cyborgs. Bog was brought back to life from the brink of death, but at a terrible cost. He was left trapped in a decaying and mutilated body, another victim of the Mad Doctor's monstrous experiments. Caysin does seem to differ somewhat from the regular decraniated seen mindlessly serving on the personal yacht of Dryden Voss, in that Caysin, despite his apparent lack of a head, seems to retain his free will and some sense of his identity, even embarking on a vengeance-fueled hunt for the man who butchered him. These horrific and mutilated cyberslaves are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Dr. Evazan's heinous experiments. So beware and keep your wits about you. You never know what horrors await you in the Star Wars universe. What do you think are some of the creepiest things to be found in the Star Wars galaxy? Let me know in the comments down below and make sure to subscribe for more lore. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.